Hey, how's it going, guys? I just want to do a quick video here, a little bit of the Taurus upgrades, updates here. So far, this has been my most popular video. It has about almost 8,000 views here, but you know, I kind of heard you guys in the comments. Some people were asking how we did this, things like that. I'm not sure if you can hear in the background, but I've actually designed and made my own. So I'm just gonna perfect it. Ran through a couple different ones, as you can see on the table, and I'll kind of give you a closer look here. But yeah, I'm gonna take it to the range and see how they do. Once I know that they're gonna be reliable, I'll go ahead and put those up for sale. So if you do want one, you can always go on my site, libertyarmsco.com, send me an email. That way we can do everything through PayPal and things like that. But first, I want to go over the gun a little bit here. So couple little changes, right? First of all, we got a different flashlight on there. This is one of those X300 clones, and right off the bat you see the sights, right? So this is the first iteration that I actually designed myself. As you can see, they're suppressor height sights, and the ones that I'm gonna be selling, once I figure out if they're reliable or not, are not gonna have dots on the back. It's just gonna be flush with a dot in the front. Now, as you can see, it's a pretty cool design. They're pretty tall. That's so I needed to see point of impact, things like that. And but yeah, it gives it a really good look. And I did a couple different upgrades, but yeah, those sights are going to be available as well. Like I said, once I figure out if they're going to be reliable or not. But a couple other things I did right off the bat. You can see there's a little bit of an undercut on the trigger guard right here, and that's because I have kind of, you know, chubby fingers. So whenever I was gripping it at the range, I noticed it was kind of bothering me there. So I gave it a little bit of an undercut just for a little bit more comfort. So yeah, that looks pretty cool on there. Now, I was thinking about stippling it, but honestly, I think the factory stippling is good. Yeah, the look might look pretty good, but I'm not going to do that. Another thing I went ahead and did was, I'll show you one really cool part last, but one thing I got as well was a stainless steel recoil spring with the flat springs on there, which is pretty nice. I think it's pretty nice, and yeah, I bought that on eBay. I'm sure you can find it. The other thing was the steel striker insert. Honestly, can't feel much of a difference because either way it had a pretty decent trigger on there, but I would say it's a bit crisper with that upgrade. Now, lastly, I think the coolest upgrade I did, because, you know, I want this to look different. I know a lot of people have the G3s and the G2Cs, but if I put this back together here, not sure if you noticed right off the bat, but if you can tell, I cut the frame back a little bit. So the slide is now longer than the frame, and I really love that look. You know, it's kind of like the M&P look, kind of like, you know, like a 1911. Now, I was gonna go a little bit further to show a little bit more of the front of the slide, but I think that came out pretty nice there. So yeah, you know, I just measured it really well, gave it a little bit of cut, and then kind of recessed the edges, if you can see there. So it looks factory. It doesn't look bad at all, and as you can see, the stainless steel guide rod there matches really nice. And the reason why I cut it back that far is because it fit the light really nice. I'm not sure if you were able to see that, but let me just throw this on really quick. Now, question is if I'm ever going to upgrade the light or switch it out, but for now, that looks really nice. Now, in terms of the mag extensions, so I actually designed one for the 17 rounder and one for the 15 rounder. So I'm going to show you the fit and finish here real quick. But as you can see, this is going to be your 17 rounder. Now, you do not need to modify the back of the grip here like I did for the one I had bought in. You do not need to modify it at all. This will fit on a stock gun. Now, I'm going to confirm this weekend if it fits on a G2C. I just don't have one, but my brother-in-law does, so I'll confirm that with all of you who want to buy these for the G2C as well. So, in theory, this should hold an additional 3 rounds, so you should have a 20 round mag. I haven't tested the capacity on this one, but as you can see, you no longer need that little spacer in between. This is going to act as a as a spacer, right? It's just going to be an extension of the mag, and as you can see, it's a pretty good look. Now again, this is a 17 rounder, and let me just show you the look of it here. So as you can see, it goes all the way around. Now the 17 rounder base plate is a little bit different than the 15 rounder. Now one thing I will say is this hole for the set screw is going to be a little bit lower, more towards the actual rails of it. This was one of my test ones that I did, but since then I've refined the design. Like I said, it's going to come with a set screw. I'm still waiting for those to come in, so it's going to have a set screw to lock that into place. And just there's a quick assembly here, so I'm just gonna take this gap apart. Now it is a tight fit, I would say that maybe you don't need a set screw, but just for that extra security, I would say definitely install the set screw whenever I do put these up for purchase. So as you can see, this is your mag with the spring. Now one thing I would recommend is just give it a little tug, right? I mean, nothing crazy from factory, but you would put that in like this, hold it over with your thumb, and then you're going to slide it in the back end, kind of like this. Now be careful that this edge of the spring does not scratch the surface, so you want to make sure once you put that lip in, pull that down and then move it back, and then you would just tighten the set screw on the side. Like I said, the 17 rounder is going to be a bit lower, but yeah, so those, like I said, I'm estimating a week or two for them to be available. And once you do start ordering them, kind of remember it's me printing them out on my own, so kind of expect a couple days for them to actually ship once I do post them. Now this is going to be the 15 rounder, and as you can see, this one was a little too close to the edge. Like I said, I already refined the designs. I'm beginning to print them out. So this is going to be a tiny bit lower, just so that set screw can lock in pretty well. But as you can see, kind of same concept. You do not need to modify your grip in order to run these mag extensions. So here's going to be the 15 rounder. Goes in very nice, and yeah, it gives it a really complete look, I think. With those suppressor height sights. Again, the suppressor height sights are a prototype. Have printed out a refined version, as you can see there, and I'll show you a closer view of those in a second. But I'm really excited about these mag extensions. I know a lot of people have seen my videos and really asked about them, and I kind of gave the advice of cutting your frame because that was the only option, right? But now you have the option of buying them from me once they are ready to go. And yeah, they're going to be pretty affordable. I'm guessing anywhere from $15 to $20, just depending. I still need a little bit more refinement, but yeah, those will be I'll give an update video once everything is refined and ready to go. But yeah, that's kind of going to be the look that you're going to get. Now let's go over the sights a little bit here. So like I said, this is the first rendition of these sights, right? I've been looking into maybe doing some fiber optic filament in the front sight. Not exactly sure, but I do like how they are currently. So this is going to be your front sight. As you can see, there's a hole there. So I'm still deciding whether to fill that hole myself with some white paint, or just make it kind of a DIY thing, right, where you can paint these sides, because I actually did paint these sides because the glossy black wasn't really good contrast on the actual slide. So I went ahead and painted them like a flat color. So kind of thinking whether or not I should paint them, add the white insert, and then ship them out, or ship them out as a kind of like DIY sights, right? So that's going to be your front sight, and as you can see, the bottom That's going to be the bottom there, and it is going to be threaded in, so you're going to be able to use your factory screw on there. Just make sure it's aligned and screw it down. And then we have our rear sight. So our rear sight, as you can see, it's kind of low profile. It's got enough height to give you you know, some good perches, just in case you want to do any you know, reloads, or you know, just grab onto it. But it looks nice. That's the main thing. Now, this might lead to a little bit more refinement in terms of rounding out the edges. I'm not sure. I kind of like the look right now. This is actually more refined than the one that's on the gun. So as you can see, another thing as well is I might have to oval out that circle just so we can have some sort of windage adjustments. Currently you do have a very slight windage adjustment, just because I bored out that hole a little bigger than the screw head, which is bigger than the one on the first version there. But yeah, so these, if I find reliable, will come sold as a set, and you'll be able to use the factory screws on there. Just, you know, kind of put them on there, and yeah, go to town. But like I said, I'm gonna have to test these at the range, as well as the extensions. With I don't think that we'll have an issue with the extensions, but I am gonna test these stuff before, you know, I decide to start selling them. But if you have any questions, or you know, kind of an update, like I said, you can always send me an email on my website, libertyarmsco.com, or leave a comment down below. But make sure to like this video, share it. You know, there's a lot of people out there with these guns, and there's really limited accessories. Share it, you know, subscribe to see more, especially on the updates of these products. Like I said, you know, I'm kind of learning as I go, kind of growing, you know, with the community as well, or with my followership as well. So, you know, every like and comment and subscribe definitely helps. And if you definitely, you know, want some of these products, let me know. Would love to see them on your gun as well. So yeah, that's kind of a quick update there, and there'll be more to come, you know, throughout the week there. But yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.